Hello, Snack Pack. Welcome back to Travel Snacks. Or if this is your first time, welcome to the channel. I'm Allison Sharp, and Travel Snacks is all about traveling, eating good food, connecting to one another, maybe living a different lifestyle than the norm, whether you want to live in a car, a van, a truck, a tiny home, a tent, whatever you want to do. We're here to support it, and we're just happy that you're here. So welcome, 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 everybody. And in usual fashion, I got to put my glasses on. All right, so let's see who's in here already. So we got Lunda Lover, which I've been pronouncing wrong this whole time, but I met Lunda Lover today. Her name is Karen, and we went to church, and it was amazing. And she was just so gracious and gave me gifts and took me to lunch. It was amazing. So thank you again, Karen, and welcome to the live stream. Our moderator, Grant, is in the house. Welcome, welcome, Grant. Happy Snack Chat Sunday, indeed. Hey, Tammy from Georgia, how are you? Hey, Thomas from Northern New York State, awesome. Let's see here. Hey, Joanne and Jane from Ohio. Hey, Robbie. Robbie's another one of our moderators, AGTWNC in the house, whoop, whoop. Hey, Fire and Chloe from Oceanside. I love Oceanside. I miss the beach. I haven't been in a while. Let's see. Hey, Stephanie from Virginia. Also love Virginia. Hey, Fred. Awesome. Yeah, I got the camera right this time because I'm on my iPad. Hey, Judy from Chicago and Rebecca. Tires are doing great. If you guys don't know, I got brand new tires maybe like a month or two ago. I got the 10 ply, really good tires, and it just feels so much more secure. It's awesome. So thank you for asking. Hey, Cool Styles from Michigan. Hey, Linda and Thomas and Patricia. Thank you so much. Hey, Diane from Canada. Welcome, everybody. I'm just so excited to be here. We were just all together. Well, most of us were all together on Friday, which was a hit. I kind of just did like an impromptu live on Friday night, and it was really fun. It was very energetic. I think it's because people are getting off work and it's the weekend, and it was just super exciting. So yeah, now we're back on Sunday. So I do have a little bit of news before we get started, if you're already on here, put a like on it, because, you might as well. You're going to like this live stream today. I mean, any day, but especially today, because we have a great mystery guest. But throw a like on it already. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, you're going to want to become part of the Snack Pack. It's just like the greatest community. So go ahead and just hit the subscribe right now and the notification, because I'm going to be doing more live streams. So if you have your notifications on, then you'll know. So let's see who else is in here. Diane's from Canada. Stephen Phoenix from Canada. Hey, Butterfly Tracks, how are you? Hey, Anthony, Snack Queen, yes. Now we have to worry about Monday. No, don't worry about Monday. Thank you, Grant, for posting that. Hey, Terry from Columbus, Ohio. Awesome. Let's see here. Well, first of all, let's talk about a couple things. Currently, I'm in close to Loveland, Colorado. I'm heading north. I think I still got to pray about it, and I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing yet, but I think the call is to keep going north like I was planning on doing anyway. And it's been a really pretty nice day today. So I don't know how it is for you guys, but I think it's finally starting to warm up a little bit. And I say that, well, with a little bit of like, who knows, because the weather seems to be going a little bit crazy. It's been like snow, then wind, then it gets hot, and then it's just all over the place. And I feel like I've heard that from a lot of other people as well. So there's that. The other thing is, and I know some of you are probably not going to like this, so buckle it down. If you're standing, sit down for a second. It's not that big a deal. I'm being a little dramatic, but we're going to stop the live streams on Sundays. I know, shocking news. We're going to move them to Fridays. I gave it a try on Friday, and it was just like the whole vibe was a lot more energetic. It was fun, and I don't know if it was just because it was impromptu, but it was just like a fun time. And I think on Sundays everyone's kind of just getting ready for the back to work blues, and it's just a little bit less energy. Not that there's anything wrong with you guys, because you guys are awesome, but we're going to move it to Fridays. We're going to give that a try for a while, especially that gives everybody the weekend to just go do whatever they want to do. Our moderators can enjoy their weekends. So I think we're going to give that a try for a while. I know some of you may not be able to make it on Fridays, and I think I'm gonna try it for the same time. So it'd be 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, which I know is a little late for East Coast, but I think it'll be okay. I think people are kind of chilling on Fridays. Some people go out, but I think a lot of people stay in. So we're gonna give that a try. Not to say that I'll never do a live stream on a Saturday or a Sunday. I'm sure I'll be popping in. I'm gonna have different mystery guests and stuff, but I think we're gonna try Friday nights for a while. So don't be upset. Don't be too upset. But we're gonna give that a try. I like to mix it up on this channel just to give everybody an opportunity, because there's times when I switch from Saturdays to Sundays where people on Saturdays were a little disappointed because they like Saturdays. So I'm just trying to give a little bit of variety. So that's one of the pieces of news that I had for you today. Hey, Merlin Contemplation from the Land of Enchantment. That sounds pretty nice. Let's see. Hey, Ladybug. It's 80 in Riverside. Oh, dang. It's starting to get hot, I bet, over in California. Oh, 57 in Canada. Jane says we finally have temps in Ohio in the 50s and 60s, but we'll see how long that lasts. Oh, dang. Snack Chat Fridays. Yes, TGI Friday. Yeah, I know, Jane. I sometimes go to bed at like 9 or 9:30 too. But we'll give it a try, and like I said, it won't be the only time that I'll live stream. All the East Coast people are going to be out partying. I mean, hey, if you're out partying, that's great. But I know a lot of us, we're a little bit older and we're not into our partying years. So the party is here at the snack pack. It's like all I'm saying. Anthony, I'll be curled up in bed with a glass of warm milk. That's fine. You can turn on the live stream then. Hey, it's Mimi, y'all. How are you? How are you? It's going to be 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. That is a sleepy time, but if you're just kind of falling asleep, you can turn on the live stream and just chill. Bonjour from Quebec. Hey, Waylon. All right, awesome. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yes, New Mexico is the land of enchantment, just like Arizona is the Grand Canyon. Say, awesome. Yes, best party here is the snack pack, really. 39 on the East Coast. Hey, what it do, DG's in the house. That's my friend Annette. How you doing? She had a great live stream yesterday. You guys missed it. You should have been on there. It was awesome. All right, so two things. If you do want to donate to the snack fund, you can hit the little $ under the chat screen thingy, or you can use the little Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, whatever you want to do. It's never required or obligated or anything. It does help keep the channel going. So if you feel like donating, great. If not, great too. We're gonna still have a fun time. Let's see. Lunda Lover says, okay, but don't blame me if I fall asleep during live. That's okay. It'll be like a nighttime chill fest. For those of us that are upbeat, that'll be great. For those of you that are going to sleep, it'll be like a nice way to fall asleep. Hey, Donnie, how are you? All right, so without further ado, I'm gonna bring on our mystery guest, because I'm very excited about this. I'm so excited about this, and I'm gonna bring him on now because when he and I get together, we just end up talking for like 42 years, and I feel like we need to just get it popping and just get it started. So I don't know if you guys want to make a guess real quick in the 30 seconds before I bring him on. Whoever wants to make a guess, you got 30 seconds. Let's see. I'm just making sure I talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. So yeah, I have all the things I want to talk about until our mystery guest. Grant is not Grant is not the mystery guest. When Grant is going to be the mystery guest, I'm not going to tell you guys, but also we're going to have to coordinate that because he does such a great job as a moderator. I'd have to make sure that Robbie's on his game, just getting all the people that are crazy out there that are coming on here. It's definitely not anyone named Trevor Grant for sure. It's not my dad. It's not Brad Pitt. If I had those connections, this would be a whole nother situation. Let's see. Mo Bang. It's not Mo Bang. Nomadic Fanatic would have been a cool one. I don't know him, but that would be a cool one. Matthew McConaughey. I don't know any like major celebrities, so it's not going to be a major celebrity. But I'm just going to say AGT. I got it right. It's not Jennifer Aniston. Bob the YouTube man is not, but AGT is right. It's not my son. We already had Marcus on. It's not Amy Poehler. Amy Poehler would have been awesome. Awesome. Because she's like one of my favorites. We already had my son on. He already came on. Not that I can't have him on again, but maybe in the future. But the mystery guest for tonight is none other than the awesome YouTuber himself, Timothy Ward. Everybody give a shout out to Timothy. Let me bring him on the stream. Everybody give a shout out to Tim.
What's up?
What's up?
Good to see you. Good to see you. Shout out to the snack pack. Good to see y'all. Thanks for having me.
I just zoomed it out so people could see more of us. Don't want us to be like all up in our faces. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to say, when people are guessing, couple people got it right, but I have been called the Black Matthew McConaughey before, so I feel like I'm totally joking. That was totally joking. Yeah.
The only people that got it right were my two moderators who I told right before this, so that's why they got it right.
Nice. Someone said my audio's too loud. Do I need to adjust something?
Let's get a consensus. Is it just Robbie's or is it everybody? Is Tim's audio too loud? Oh, Butterfly Track says, I love him. Ooh, okay. This is gonna be spicy.
We here.
We in here. That's insider trading, says Ladybug. Okay, so it says my audio's low and yours is too high. So I don't know. My audio's all the way up, but let's see. How do you even shoot? Let's see. Okay, so mine looks like when I'm seeing the little like movement, it's showing that mine's all the way up. So I don't know how to adjust it.
Oh, I feel like I broke it.
You're already coming in breaking things. Let's see. Talk some more, Tim. Tim, go ahead and maybe talk a little softer, but talk and tell them, who you are a little bit and what your channel is, and we'll start there.
Okay. Timothy Ward. I have a YouTube channel that is just my name, Timothy Ward, and it started out like kind of a minimalism channel, and it's kind of morphed into a channel that is just, I would say the main focus is freedom. And so I'm all about people being free to live their life, taking their time back, taking their energy back, and just being able to pursue their passions, do the things they want to do in life. So we talk about a variety of topics, minimalism, quitting your job. That's one I've been on a lot lately. Quit your job, go do something you love, figure out a way to make money with it. We also talk about, I do a lot of walk and talks because I love nature. Every now and then I get a little spiritual. We just talk about enjoying your life and realizing that this life is way too short and it's not near serious enough for you to spend all your time just, doing things you don't want to do. My motto is do what you love with people you love, and that's kind of what the channel's all about.
Yes. Awesome. 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 Yes. So if you guys haven't checked out his channel, you definitely sure should. There's a lot of great topics in there that can apply to anybody, whether you are living in a vehicle, living the nomad life, or if you're just literally living just like a regular apartment, house, or whatever. Um, there's a lot of great topics over there on his channel. So make sure, you know, make sure you're already subscribed to his channel and watching. It looks like some people already love your channel. So
Oh, nice. Thank
that's
you. Thank
awesome.
you.
Phil says, "Hey, Ali, your audio is coming in muted and low. Your guest's voice is clear and louder than yours." Uh, hey, Tim. Hey, Miss Sharp. I thought he was your ex with a beaming smile when I just tuned in. No, no, he's not an ex. Uh, we just met recently, so can't be an ex. I've decided to embrace minimalism after packing for a move and seeing how much stuff I have. Some is redundant. Do you want to say something about that, Tim, about minimalism?
Oh
Some
yeah,
of your stuff.
I could talk about minimalism forever, but I mean, honestly, for me, like minimalism was one of the things that changed my life. Like I know that sounds dramatic, but honestly, if I had not discovered minimalism, I would not have been able to get on. We don't realize how much the things we have, which we've been programmed to believe we need to like have self worth, we don't realize like how much control of our lives and our time and our energy and like our thoughts it takes up. But when you start to get rid of that stuff, be it because you're like, hey, I'm trying to move, and since rent's so high, we're about to downsize to a smaller apartment, or whatever it is, whatever reason you decide, okay, I got a lot of stuff, I want to get rid of it. Or if you, like me, was just like, hey, all these people talking about minimalism just seem way happier than me. Let me, you know what I mean? Like, let me try it out. No matter what it is, I think one of the benefits you get from it is just this feeling of lightness and this feeling of freedom. And I know for me, it just seemed like I all of a sudden just like just had more time. You know what I mean? Like I just was thinking more about myself and my life and like how I wanted to live, as opposed to just like. And I think a lot of it was subconscious, because I never had a ton of stuff, but I feel like um it was just like subconsciously a lot of my mental energy was going towards stuff, and thinking about stuff and worrying about stuff, else as well as the acquiring of more. Because you're not only worried about, oh, the stuff I have now, society programs us to think we need even more. So it's just like, okay, I'm worried about this stuff, but how am I going to get more stuff? So people will think I'm cool and think I'm successful. But like when you get to a place and you're like, I don't care about that anymore, it just frees you up so much. I just remember feeling so light, so free. And then, like I said, I was able to start being like, all right, I'm not spending, 50% of my time and energy and brain power thinking about that stuff. Well, what do we want to think about? You know what I mean? So yeah, minimalism I recommend it for anyone. Don't think you have to get rid of all your stuff and become an extreme minimalist. Just if you got stuff in your life you don't need, try giving it to someone who could use it, donating it, throwing it away, and you'll be surprised, I think, how it affects you.
Yes. Real quick, hey Bugsy and Nelson, and someone else came in. And good luck. Hey Deb G is in the house. Um, I what you said a little bit ago about like you get things and you're like, oh, it makes me look cool to other people, and it's like you look cool to other people for like 5 seconds because that's like usually like a picture or a video, and also that person is trying to show how cool they are by posting their pics, and so everyone's trying to out cool each other, and then you're with all this heavy baggage in your life, and you're just sitting around looking at all your stuff and you're not free because you have so many things hanging around on you. So that's a good point that you made. Like, you might look cool for a moment, but it's not long term.
And if your self-worth is wrapped up in what you own, if you ever lose that, where are you?
Yeah.
So it's like, even if it did, work and like other people look at you and was like, oh man, that person's so and so because of this, that, or the other. If you lose it, where does that leave you? And
Yeah.
I think we realize that in the back of our minds, even if we do somehow find a way, usually through debt, to acquire
Yeah.
lots of to acquire lots of things. I think in the back of our minds, we know like, oh, if this ever goes away, then all these people that I think are, looking at me thinking I'm somebody special aren't going to. And that adds stress. You know what I mean? That, just we have to constantly be worried about that. So yeah, once you just realize like, hey, I am who I am, I can get my self-worth through being who I am, it just frees you up from having to worry about all that.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Denzel just subscribed. Welcome to the snack pack. Yes, definitely. It does free you up. It frees not only your space, but it frees up your mind as well. I found that I got rid of obviously most everything I own because I moved into my car, and then my van. But I found that it was like the bigger stuff was easier to get rid of for me. It was when I started getting down to like 3 and 4 bins that I only own in life was like, oh, like some of this feels harder because these things are more of an attachment. And I'm like, why? Some of these things I don't either use or don't care about that much, but for some reason, it feels like I need to cling on to certain things. And I don't know if that's more like just a security blanket of saying like I have these certain things, or if it's, something else. Just I don't know what do you think about that?
I think that I think there is some we do get something out of certain possessions. A lot of times I think it's the memories that came with it. You know, um, Sometimes we associate memories with certain possessions. Sometimes we think about the person who gave it to us. Sometimes there's just other random stuff that in our minds, because our brains are so complex. Sometimes I think there's other random things that get associated with certain possessions, and I think sometimes we don't even know it. I
Right.
remember, when I was downsizing, getting rid of things. Yeah, sometimes it'd be something very weird that I personally was like, "Oh, I should be able to just get rid of this," and part of me was like, "Ah," you know what I mean? And that's why I think like that's okay. That's why I'm not a big fan of people who just preach like, minimalism is this. You can only have 13 possessions, two pairs of underwear, one shoe. Like I don't like that
One
because it's
shoe.
like, like there's some extreme minimals out there. 2 feet, one shoe. But
You gotta
but
rotate. You gotta switch off. Every day.
like it's good on your posture.
Yeah.
Um, if but I think it's if there's any resistance, I always say keep it. If there's any resistance, hang on to it. Yeah, you're down to 3 bins. You've done a great job. Now, if you have a certain space that you have to downsize to because you are getting your car or something like that, I think even in that scenario, hang on to it for a week, circle back to it. I did
Yeah.
that with a lot of things that, not a lot, but a few things that just for some reason I was like, I can't get rid of this right now. I circled back a month later and I was like, yeah, it can go. And maybe it was during that month I had just worked through mentally what it was I was attached to for that. But there ended up being some things that I was like, you know what, I'm keeping them.
Yeah.
It's not about, just like being cruel to yourself and like, I have to get rid of everything. It's living with what you need, you know?
Yeah.
And I always say, in a little more. So, if you got a little hobby or there's a little something you like to, collect, or you don't have to throw all that away to be a minimalist. But
Yeah.
yeah, I do agree with you that, yeah, like sometimes we have some interesting associations with possessions sometimes, and that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes, it can be a good thing.
Someone, let's see, it's Mimi, y'all said, do you have a storage unit? I think I'll have one for a few months, anyways, just in case I change my mind. Did you ever have a storage unit?
I actually did. This is funny. I actually had a storage unit for about a month just recently. I never had one before. But when I was coming to where I'm at now, and I was just mainly in Airbnbs and hotels, I'm so used to being in kind of more further out places.
Yeah.
When I came to like the Denver metro area, I was a little worried about like everything being in my car, and I was kind of staying in the same place for a while because I was trying to get an apartment. So I got a very small storage unit, just so I could put some stuff in it that I didn't want in my car every single night.
Yeah.
And I literally just had it for a month maybe until I moved where I'm at now, and then I got rid of it. But that was the only time I ever had one, and it was just kind of I just slept easier at night knowing that there was nothing in my car because I
Yeah.
was going to be in the same area. But other than that, I didn't. Other than that, I just really just down. I mean, when I first started nomading and traveling, everything fit in 2 suitcases. So there's still people who call me 2 suitcase Timmy because I used to say that a lot. But literally, when I first started traveling, I went to work to Yellowstone National Park. Everything except for I think I had like one little Walmart plastic bin that I kept in
Mm-hmm.
my ex's house, but everything else fit in 2 suitcases. So I took it pretty low, but yeah, in the beginning, I didn't have a storage unit.
Yeah. I've never had a storage unit either. I have like I think my last 3 or 4 bins are in the closet of my parents' house. And so whenever because I'm usually on the road for months at a time and then I go back to visit. So when I go there and I look through those bins, then like you said, sometimes I'm like, oh, I feel like I can get rid of this now. But when I first left their house when the van was done, I was like, oh, I feel like I got to hold on to some of these things. But every time I go, I find myself getting rid of more and more things. So, Danette, what to do, DG, she had a good thing. She said, I took a picture of and let it go, but there's still a few things. I'm going tomorrow to get rid of it. I haven't thought about that stuff since I started traveling. And I did that with some of my mementos. Like I used to keep my yearbooks from high school, um, some old pictures of high school friends, like stuff like that. So I literally took pictures of that and like documents that I thought I might need and just put it in a folder in my computer. And then I just got rid of it. And people are like, you got rid of your yearbooks? I'm like, when am I ever going to look back at these like yearbooks? I don't look at these people. I don't know these people. I took pictures of like where people signed, you know, I didn't know why, but I felt like if I had those and I ever wanted to look back, I could. So taking a picture and then letting it go is also a great idea.
And I did something similar to that with like some letters and things. And then after about 3 months, I was like, I don't even remember where I saved that stuff. Honestly, like I don't even really. I remember like one letter because it was from a friend of mine in Sweden. But like the rest of it, I don't even remember what it was. I'm like, I don't even know where I saved it. But honestly, it doesn't bother me. Kind of like I just because now I just think of the memory.
Right.
I think a lot of times we associate stuff with memories and we get sentimental, but it's like if you get rid of it or put it to the side, when I want to think about my friend in Sweden or somebody else, I just think about the memory. And yeah, it doesn't mean you care any less about what happened or the person who gave you that gift because that's hard sometimes too. Like someone will give you something, and then it's like, I'm a minimalist. I really don't, want the, I like it, but it's like I really don't need, and it feels weird getting rid of it. But I always have to tell myself, the love was what's important. The thought is what's important. The fact
Yeah.
that they gave me something is what's important. And even if I don't keep it forever, it's okay. Sometimes they might get a little whatever when you're like, "Where's that so and so I gave you?" You're like, "Ah."
Like, well,
But I'm always like, I'm a minimalist. Like I tell everybody, I'm like, I'm a minimalist. If you have to give me something, give me cash. But yeah, it's just after a while, like you don't even, you skip this, you skip the middleman. It's like I don't need to go look at that thing grandma gave me, then think about grandma. It's just like I think about grandma. So
yeah. Graham is saying, what a great guest. Great surprise guest. Tim is an inspiration for me trying to live with more freedom. I love it.
what's up, Graham? Good to see you.
Um, Another thing to your point about memories is like I feel like over the years as we've increased our like phone usage and stuff, I feel like that has become a crutch. There's times where I am not even in the moment. I'm like taking pictures of videos like, oh, I want to remember this for later. But the way our brains work is you're trying to multitask, which is not a human thing, it's a computer thing. So when I'm doing the actual action of taking that video, my brain is attached to that action. So
Mm.
when I go back to like reference the memory, it's of me taking the picture or the video, not of the actual event. So I think sometimes it's better for us if we want to have stronger memories to be like fully in that present moment of like, I'm gonna feel like I'm getting chills. Just think like if you think about it, you have the chills or like the thought of like I felt the warmth or I felt tears or I felt the wind or whatever. And you'll have a stronger memory if you don't always have to rely on those possessions like the pictures and the videos. So it can go both ways. Like you want to remember it for later, but you're either going to have the strong memory or you're going to have the picture and video.
That's a good point. And as you were saying it, I'm like, I yes, because yeah, so many things, especially when you're a content creator, so many times you'll, oh, that's cool. Let me give it, and then yeah, you're right. When I think back about it, I think back about the filming. That becomes part of it, as opposed to me just being able to experience that moment and for the rest of my life, that memory of experiencing it. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. Marianne says, people don't own stuff, it owns you. Matter of fact, everything is rented, not owned, even our lives. That's why be happy in the present moment. That's the true value. Simplify. Good point. Good point. Hey, Urban Lady, how are you? Phil says, George Carlin's routine on stuff is a timeless classic. That's true. He had a lot of good things to say. Lunda Lover, Jack Reacher is a real minimalist. He travels with just a toothbrush. That's a serious minimalist.
I feel like Jack Reacher has the toothbrush to like stab people with.
Yeah.
That's why he's a toothbrush. But you're right. Yeah, Jack. Hey, Kanye West is a minimalist too now. Apparently, he
Really?
just has like a little. Last interview I saw him a few months ago. He just has a little backpack, and when he goes somewhere, he just walks into a hotel and he's basically like, "I'm Kanye West. I need a room," and they comp him because he's. I mean, I feel like most of us aren't at that level of stardom, but I'm like, hey, if you got it like that.
Yeah. Grant wants to know, as a new he just subscribed to you today. Where is Timothy now? Where are you?
I am in the Denver metro area. I decided to get a little home base for a while. Had been doing, little road tripping, little nomading, and there were just some things I wanted to do. Some of them YouTube related things of that nature that I just couldn't do the way I wanted to. So I decided to get a home base, got a roommate, got an apartment. So we're still going to be traveling, things of that nature. But right now I'm kind of in the Denver metro area, and I'm excited because I've been through Denver many times. I worked out by Rocky Mountain National Park at the YMCA of the Rockies. It's the biggest YMCA in the world. No one's ever heard of it, but it's the biggest YMCA in the world. It's like 200 acres. It's massive. A beautiful place. If you're ever out in this part of the country, you got to visit it. Great place for the kids. But I always came in fall and winter, so I've never experienced like a Colorado summer. I've done a couple Colorado winters, but I've never done a Colorado summer. So I'm excited to be here. Like the grass is greening up. I'm getting happier every day. Like I go walk in the park and like every day there's more blooms on the trees and more leaves on the trees. Like I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So yeah, we're in Denver, but we're still going to be taking some, actually this morning I was on Google Flights and actually the Greyhound website, just checking to see different prices and different things. Yeah. So we're going to be taking some trips, but currently in Denver.
Nice. Hey, Bam Media and Rick's Gypsy. Rick's Gypsy says, the first thing I got rid of is my husband. I feel great. I mean, that's a lot of weight to get rid of right off the bat.
She's like, stand still, honey. I'm going to take a picture of you.
Yeah.
Now,
hey, Mama Mertz in the house. Needs versus wants. Having mementos can bring the memory. Whereas if we didn't have those mementos, we may not reflect on the memory. That's a good point too. Hey, Tracy's in the house. Bugsy says my anxiety's higher with more stuff. That's true. Hey, Juanita. Be here now. Yes. Wiggy says, I'm still in the sticks and bricks, prepping for van life in the future. And I'm about to rent a dumpster to get rid of 2 houses worth of stuff I've carried around the country for 10 years from Florida to Idaho. That's a great move. Phil wants to know, what are your hobbies, Tim?
Hiking is probably like my biggest hobby, like walking and hiking. Let's see what else I do. I don't do much. Like I'm very like walking, hiking. I like listening to like philosophy audiobooks. Creating content is fun. Taking pictures, making videos. my guilty pleasure hobby is probably battle rap. It's just two grown ups hurling insults at each other in like a lyrical, rhythmic format. That's kind of one of my guilty pleasure hobbies because I feel like in life you can't be all just like perfect. I feel like we all have our vices or guilty pleasures that we can get engaged in a little bit. So that's probably my guilty pleasure hobbies watching battle rap. But mainly I just walk around places and make videos, take pictures, come home, eat chicken wings, take naps. I don't do much.
Nice. Um, Robbie just subscribed to you as well. So we're going to move on to the next topic, which is the topic of this is intuition. And Joanne, you came in right on the spot about talking about the story anyways, about We Should Meet. So we're going to talk a little bit about intuition and how Tim came to even be on this live stream today. So I don't know if you want to tell the story, Tim, or you want to
Yeah,
start
I'll
it
tell.
off? Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, I'll start it
From your
off and
perspective, that'd be good. I can hear what your perspective, how it all went down.
oh, okay. So, I was doing a live stream last week, couple weeks ago, probably a couple weeks ago now, and I meant to remember her channel name exactly.
Tina's the outsider.
Tina the Outsider.
I
Thank
sent
you.
her a message on Instagram to see if she's going to be here, but she didn't respond. So hopefully she watches the replay because I want to give her a shout out. But yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, shout out to you, Tina. So Tina came through the live stream, and she'd been a subscriber, but she hadn't really. I think she had unsubscribed and resubscribed. I probably said something crazy. She's like, "This guy, no," but she came back. She came back. That's all that matters. She came back, and so she was in the live stream for a little bit, and she was like, "Hey, you want to be on my channel?" And I get asked that a lot, sometimes, and normally I usually say no because in the past I would say yes a lot and then never follow through with it. So I've learned to just be like, even though it sounds crazy, like it's hard to say no sometimes, but I'd rather say no or like, hey, we can talk about it. We maybe can circle back to that or something, than say yes and not do it. But with her, I was like, send me a message on Instagram. I said, send me a message on Instagram. We'll talk about it. She did. I checked her channel out and just immediately I was like, I'm going to do it. It's just something. As soon as I like pulled up her first video, I was like, yeah, I'm doing it. Like it was like 5 seconds into her like talking. I was like, I'm gonna do it. And I didn't really know why I decided to do it, but like just something was like, do it. Like I just immediately knew that I was gonna do it and I knew I was gonna have a great time, which we did. And I knew something good was going to come out of it. Like I just immediately, instantly knew. There was no like doubt in my mind. Other times when I've said I was going to do something and I didn't really know the person, as the day came closer to do it, I kind of was like, I don't really know what, like, But this one, I was the whole time leading up to doing it. I was excited because like I knew it was going to be fun, and it was fun. Had a good time, and then I remember I was out walking couple days later, and there was, someone wants to send you a message on Instagram, and I picked it up and was flabbergasted that it was you. Because like I'd found your channel through a creator I follow, my boy No Can Fan, shout out to Drew, and I had been on his channel, and like sometimes I'll just go through, what I mean, when you're a nomad, you're always trying to find like people like you. You know what I mean? Like-minded individuals. Maybe you can, your paths will cross on the road. So sometimes I'll go on his channel, and if he's commenting or talking with somebody, I'll go check that person's channel out. So a while ago, I had found your channel, and I think I'd commented. We might have went back and forth in the comment section, but that's why it was crazy that like out of nowhere, you sent me a message. It was like, hey, I'm going to be, kind of, close to where you're at, because I'd mentioned that in her thing, and you was like, hey, if you want to meet up, let me know. And I was like, wow. I'm like, that's because you mentioned you saw that you'd watched her stream. And I was like, that's crazy. I'm like, I knew something exciting was going to come out of this. Like, and the fact that like I already knew it, and then when it showed up, it was just like, I was like, it blew my mind. But at the same time, I was like, I knew this, which was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So on my end, the way that went down is like Tina had sent me a message, and she was saying that she was, going to do this podcast interview with Tim, and I was like, oh, I know Tim's channel. Like, uh, I think when you know nomads, you kind of swim in the same circles. You kind of know each other. Um, so I'm like, oh, I know of his channel. Like, that's really cool. And she's like, oh, you should watch it. And I'm like, I'll try to watch it live, but I couldn't make it live. And then, yeah, so I watched it later, I think later that night or the next day. And I was in Glenwood Springs, Colorado at the time. And I knew I was going towards Denver. And like you said, in her podcast interview or her channel interview, live stream, she was saying that, or you were saying, yeah, I just moved to Denver. And I'm like, oh, like this is like perfect timing, because I had just told Stack Pack that I'm really trying to reach out to more people in real life to like get more connections. So yeah, so I was like, I don't know if this guy knows me or not. So I'm just gonna send him a message and we'll see what happens. And I'm like, he just moved there, so maybe he, doesn't really know a lot of people, so maybe he'll want to go just hang out. So yeah, and like the Snack Pack knows I'm not like a great initiator of like meeting people. I'm kind of like to myself a lot. But I was like, it's easier to reach out to somebody you've seen, online, because you kind of know what they're about, and you've seen their face. So it was really cool when you wrote back and you're like, oh, I know your channel already. And I'm like, oh, thank God, then I don't have to like explain everything. And from there, we got together, and immediately, like when, like I was waiting in my van, and then he walked up, and I got out of the van, and immediately we were like, just like best friends, like just hanging out. We spent like the whole.
Oh, is it just me? Or is it just me? Can or am I? Is it totally down? Hold on, let me hop on my phone. See, let me see what's going on here. Oh, it's just me. Oh, I'm here. Oh, y'all can still see me. Okay, okay. I'm glad y'all said something. It's just my show then. Just my show for now till Allison comes back. Is she back? Let me know when she comes back. Allison, if you can hear me, we can't hear you, but I'll take it. I'll take it. You know what I mean? This is what I do. This is what I do. My channel, sometimes we live stream for, I think my record is 6 hours. So your boy can talk. Your boy can talk. So I'm sure Allison will be back soon. But until then, actually, let me send her. I wonder if she knows she's out. Yeah, I'm sure she does. But that's good that it's still going. That's good that it's still going. I can see the comments. Oh, she knows. Okay, cool, Grant. Cool, Grant. Let her know I got this, Grant. Let her know I got this. I can still see the chat. We're still going. I think she did this on purpose. She just. I think she set me up. She's like, I would see if Tim could keep this thing going. You know what's crazy? I was on someone else's stream, and the same thing happens. I was doing an interview with someone else, and the same thing happened. Who was I doing an interview with? It was crazy. I promise you, this is not something I do to steal the glory. This is not something. It's not a program I have on my computer that after about 30 minutes it knocks the host off. It's not me doing this. I don't know why it happens. But yeah, if you got any questions, we can keep this thing going. I mean, we're going to keep it going either way. We're going to keep it going either way because I can talk. But where were we talking? Oh, intuition. Yes, we were talking about intuition. So I'll keep going along those lines. Oh, she was saying that, yeah, we met up, and it was the same with me. It's funny, as she was saying that, I was kind of laughing to myself because it was like as I walked up to her van and she got out, it was one of those instant like friendship things, you know? It was one of those instant friendships. Walked around the park, went and got lunch. Hung out some more. It was great. It was great. So yeah, it just blows my mind sometimes how like you'll just know some things. Like I'm always saying, I don't know anything. Like I know way less in my 40s than I did in my 20s. Like when I was in my 20s, I thought I knew everything. You know, I think a lot of us did. Thought I knew everything. When I got in my 40s, I realized I don't know much. I don't really know much at all. Only times I do know something is when my gut tells me, my intuition tells me. That's kind of the only time I know something is sometimes something will just hit me and I'm like, I know this is going to work out. Or sometimes like when I'm traveling, I might have to go through. It might be, I was on the road. I was coming from Montana. Forget where I was. I think I was coming to Colorado, and it was wintertime. And I had to go through Wyoming. Any of you who've ever gone through Wyoming knows there's parts of Wyoming they just don't plow. So I was kind of nervous about the trip. Somehow something told me, Tim, you're going to make it safely. I knew it, and that gave me the strength to take the trip because I drive a little Prius. So unplowed highways in a Prius don't do well. Don't do well at all. But sometimes I just know some things, and I think those are the things you have to go with. You have to listen to. Those are the things you have to go with. You have to listen to. And I think for me, intuition. Oh, Allison's refreshing. Cool, cool, cool. Take your time, sis. I got this. I think for me, like I think intuition is a combination of forces outside of us helping us, whatever you call that force. Um, and I think it's also too like if you think about it, our subconscious mind records everything that we've ever enacted with our five senses. Everything we've ever seen, touched, heard, smelt. There's another one, saw. I already said saw. What are the five senses?